1.5 minutes to go in the third quarter in the second half, and they beat a really good Cleveland team. Yesterday, they disassembled, dominated, destroyed the single hottest team in the NFL. And I love the faith they have in their players. Mecole Hardman fumbles. Tyreek Hill early dropped a big pass. They go right back to him. I love that. It's their culture. Andy Reid. You just know he goes back to him on the sideline. I'm going right back to you. Green Bay falls behind. They get tense. Kansas City falls behind. They get more confident. They play with a chip. Warren Buffett calls it the inner-outer scoreboard. Guys that puff their chest up and talk a big game and smirk when they lead. That's insecurity. You see it every time Green Bay falls behind. Boy, they are smirking and smiling and condescending when they lead. Look how nervous they get the minute they trail. Kansas City has got the true outer scoreboard. They're fun all the time. And actually, I think they play better from behind. Inner-outer scoreboard. See a guy who talks, smirks, snarks, he's insecure. See a guy who doesn't have to brag, he knows how good he is. That's Kansas City. I mean, I said this last week. I've never seen an NFL team that plays like an NBA team. You see this with NBA dynasties. You saw it with the Warriors, Shaq and Kobe. You saw it, Doc Rivers, that great Boston team, where they would bury the playbook, knowing that, all right, we'll be a 1, 2, or 3 seed. Let's get to the playoffs. It doesn't work that way in football, except with the Chiefs. Travis Kelce could have done something in Week 17 of the regular season that is almost unexplainable. Led the NFL in receiving yards as a tight end. He sat it out. Mahomes could have gotten more MVP votes. Week 17. He sat it out. That's what LeBron's done most of his career. He understands legacy is based on postseason success. In September and October, this is not a small thing. In September and October, Kansas City played 8 games and blew the doors off 5 teams. They then lost to the Raiders. It was a surprise. And they went on to blow out the Bills, dismantle Denver and the Jets. And I looked it up this morning. They kind of shut it down. I've never seen this in the NFL. Not once did I feel the Patriots, they never gave Tommy a Week 17 off. They never shut it down. They never took the foot off the pedal. Kansas City is the NBA dynasty. Go look at their September and October numbers, and then look at the last 8 weeks. Maybe they hid the playbook, experimented, play guys they normally wouldn't. Never forget this. After the Golden State Warriors, with Kevin Durant, Stephen Clay, won the first championship, the second year, they were 500 in the regular season after the All-Star break. They went on to sweep in the finals. We are looking at the first ever NFL team with the talent and the confidence to play like an NBA dynasty. And Kansas City knows, as long as they're not paying Mahomes big money, they're not now and they're not next year, they are simply better than everybody. I sat there yesterday, I couldn't even wrap my brain around it. Buffalo had been on fire for 12 weeks, crushing good Miami teams, crushing people. And the Chiefs went on a 38-6 run after falling behind early. Wow, is what I'm left with. Kansas City favored, as they should be in the Super Bowl, against Tommy and the Bucs at home. Coming up next, after the game, in what was borderline comical, Aaron Rodgers made some passive-aggressive comments. We'll try to read our way through those. That's coming up next. You know that phrase, giving 110%? Come on, what does that even mean? Well, if you're Mercedes, 100%, 110%, Looks a lot like the last 50 years of Mercedes-Benz, AMG, and their engineering. Forget the fact they're the number one F1 racing team. They are obsessed with craftsmanship and squeezing every last fuel-injected drop of performance out of their vehicle. Maybe you like the Mercedes-Benz sedan, the curvaceousness of the coupes, the rock-solidness of their SUVs. Nothing says 110% like Mercedes AMG. MBUSA.com/AMG. Mercedes AMG is driving performance. See it every time Green Bay falls behind. Boy, they are smirking and smiling and condescending when they lead. Look how nervous they get the minute they trail. Kansas City has got the true outer scoreboard. They're fun all the time. And actually, I think they play better from behind. Inner outer scoreboard. See a guy who talks, smirks, snarks, he's insecure. See a guy who doesn't have to brag, he knows how